Corey, second row on your right.
At the combine, running what you did, I assume you knew you were gonna, or believed you were going to run that fast. What was, I don't know, how did your life change? What did your phone look like? All the stuff that happened after the combine, after you throw that 40 time out there.
It was kind of crazy. When I got back to my phone, like all like the little media outlets, like the check down and like a bunch of stuff were posting it. And so I got back to my phone and had like 1,000 notifications. Everyone just saying like, take your cleats off. You just did it. You just ran crazy fast. You know, so it was kind of like one of those surreal moments. And then just having all my brothers there with me from Florida State, that just made it a way bigger moment.
All right, next will be Jordan, third row on your left.
Following up on that, can you just talk about your combine experience as a whole, being there with your former teammates and kind of what the interview process was like with all the teams?
The interview process was kind of wild. You know, I met with all the 32 teams. Had a couple formals, you know, but just I think being there with my brother kind of made it a lot more comfortable. You know, being in a new setting, you know, around a bunch of players you don't really know much about, but just having that common denominator of being there with you guys, it kind of just made it like I wouldn't say a better experience, but way more comfortable for me. So just being able to see them, and then obviously I had Duda in my group, so I was with him every day. He was my roommate too, so that was it made it a lot easier, and it was a real fun experience. You know, that's something that we used to watch like in the locker room. Last year we was watching the combine with Jamie in it. You know what I'm saying? So just now being able to be in it, you know what I'm saying, being able to do what you're seeing on TV, I think it's just a big major blessing.
Next will be Chris, front row on your left.
Can you talk a bit about time at FSU and just how you evolved as a person from when you walked in here versus today?
I think just my time at FSU is probably one of the best things that ever happened to me in my life. I honestly feel like I'll forever be indebted to Florida State for what it did to me, what it got out of me, what it made me sacrifice, how it made me grow up as a man. Everything Norvell taught me, I still live with to this day. I kind of look at Norvell as like, that's my guy. I just feel like he can't do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like my best friend. And just everything that, everyone on staff poured into me through my 4 years. When I first got here, it was kind of rocking. I went through some injuries. And I was young. My mindset was, I honestly felt like when I first got here, I was the best, But Coach Norvell, he honestly knows what it takes to get you to great and the steps you have to take. And so I'm indebted to Florida State for everything they did to me, and with everything I could have got out of it, and forever know.
We'll go back to Jordan.
Following up on that, what has it been like to be back in Tallahassee this week? What was it like being on practice on Tuesday as a person on the sideline and not actually in it?
Being back at Florida State, it warms my heart. It's like my stomping grounds. I'll forever be a know, and just being able to come back home and go to practice and see the new guys being able to do it. Saying that Coach Norvell still hasn't changed, he's still insane. It just brings back all those memories of the team. What I just did with my teammates, what we just did in 2023, and even the 4 years before that. It just brings back all those memories of seeing different spots on the field, seeing different coaches, different jerseys they do. It just brings back all the memories.
We'll come back to Chris on the front row.
With obviously having a good combine performance, how much do you plan to do on Friday here?
Friday, I just plan to do the 5-10-5 and DB drill. So, I just plan to move around, show that just put a stamp on my movement skills, because I've heard I'm a little bit of a big nickel, so I'm big on my movement skills. I heard a lot of he's not like athleticism questions, so I think I kind of answered those questions. I just want to move around and get the 5-10-5, and I didn't do the combine.
On the movement skill, big nickel stereotype, you feel like East West Shrine game kind of helped you scratch some of that?
As I think that kind of showed them, like, okay, all right, it wasn't just like the tape doesn't lie.
All right, next will be Corey, back over on your right.
Two quick questions. One, for the draft, do you know where you'll be watching it? Have you firmed up places to watch it yet?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna be in Jackson, Mississippi. That's what I'm gonna be watching. I'll be back home with my family. I'm gonna start watching it on day 2.
Yeah, and that's what I guess that's what I was gonna ask, when, do you hear ranges where you might go? Do you pay attention to mock drafts and things like that? How do you adjust expectations when it comes to something like this?
You know, you kind of get a gauge for it, of what your agent kind of tells you. I mean, obviously, you know, you try not to look at the knocks, but you're so anxious that you kind of have to. You know what I mean? You kind of look at them, but obviously your agent tells you a lot. And some of the scouts, after when you talk to them, they'll kind of give you like a range. So I'm fully expecting the top 100 range. So.
Corey?
And you talked about being a nickel corner, and you obviously were a very good one here, but you also played outside too. Is that something that could still be in your tool set when you're trying to sell yourself to teams or talking to teams?
The way I look at it, you know, I don't really give myself a firm position. I honestly just feel like I'm a football player. I just feel like I just go out there and just make plays. So whatever position I need to line up at, I just feel like I'm a football player.
Jordan?
Can you walk us through your last 3 months of training and what specifically you've been trying to work on to improve?
My last 3 months of training was actually trying to get down from the 4.38. You know, the 4.38, that was the highest that I ran through my training process. I fully expected to run like 4.31, 4.30. Like that was kind of what the plan was. But you know, at the combine, they don't really let you. I mean, they let you, but you don't really get like the full stretching and warming up aspect of it because it's kind of like early in the morning. You know, so you kind of just go out there. You know, but my training process was fun. You know, I got to talk ball with a lot of different guys. You know, touch up on a lot of great things. I feel like I got into the best shape of my life when I first. It's funny because when I first got down there after the season, you know, after the season you kind of expect to be a little light. Like when I went to train, I was at 200 pounds. It was kind of like, whoa, where did this come from? You know, it was kind of more like, you know, just getting back to my body weight, what I like to move at, you know, stuff like that.
Our next question is gonna come from Logan on the Zoom.
Hey Jarrian, hope you're doing good, man. Looking back at practice, you know, when you were there on Tuesday, what do you see how that defensive back room under Coach Surtain?
I say a full reload. You know, Zarrier, he's back in his element. You know, he's back doing what he's doing, and I can see the confidence oozing out of him. You know, I feel like he's taking that step from his sophomore year to now. He's taking that step to being that guy. I think this is his year. And then Ventura, you already know what you're gonna get Ventura. He's dominant. You know, he makes his plays. You know, so I honestly feel like there would be no drop off. You know, I honestly feel like they're here and they're gonna make their mark and they're gonna be at the standard, if not better than how me and Renardo were. So I definitely feel they have great guys back there, especially in the safety room. I have high expectations for Shaheem and Conrad. You know, I got very high expectations for them. And obviously in the nickel with Greedy and Earl, you know, I think the world of Greedy and Earl, you know, so I honestly feel like the secondary is in great hands.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Jordan.
Thanks, Jarrian.
Thanks, Jarrian. Appreciate you.
Appreciate y'all.